it get boring seeing the same thing? Okay, I was gonna talk about something else in this podcast episode, but something else decided to come out. So this gonna be a whole other episode. I don't know what to call this episode. My spirit has been speaking to me with wearing brighter colors, not wearing black, and really just kind of standing out more. So I have been honoring that about myself. And so in this moment, you see me with makeup on, but in the next moment, I may be in some sweats and no makeup, and it's all good eating something and having a discussion, because in that moment, I felt like recording. So I'm just letting y'all know that whenever I record, it's because I wanted to show up as myself in that moment, and that's what I want to do and continue to do moving forward. But it's season 2 because I'm in a deeper space within myself. I feel it, and sometimes it's really hard to describe. It is a connection within myself that I feel on a deeper level, and I cannot ignore it, and I cannot stifle it, and I cannot not express it. And if I don't express it in a way that's not authentic to me, it doesn't feel right. And so when I say that I'm giving you stuff or producing things, it's really for me, but it's also me to share with the world, but to share with the world in the most authentic way possible, because that's very, very important to me. Very, very important to me. I feel like in this day and age of social media, and I'm talking about being on the influencer side, I'm talking about being on the other end, you know. It's like I have 2 business pages, like Selfish Babe Goddess Detox, right? And they're selling their products, they're doing their thing. But when it comes to my platform, it has to be me authentically. And so sometimes you see like a lot of influencers, everything is picture perfect. All the pictures are face tuned and picture perfect. You may have the IG baddies, you know, you have a different plethora of options on Instagram. And I'm not saying this to shoot anybody down, that's not the point. What I'm saying is just that, doesn't it get boring seeing the same thing? Okay, I was gonna talk about something else in this podcast episode, but something else decided to come out. So this gonna be a whole other episode. I don't know what to call this episode right now, but doesn't that get boring? You know, it just gets boring to scroll and see the same things. It's the same way that everybody posts. You gotta look like this. You gotta have the big tits. You gotta have the big boobies. You gotta be face tuned down. You always gotta have makeup on. Ain't nobody can see your real fucking face. And then it's like, click the link in my bio. I get it. I get being able to sell on Instagram. Like, I get being able to make money on Instagram. I have 2 different business pages. That's not what I'm saying. And even as influencers, but it's like, honestly, I think social media was made in the beginning. And don't tell me this, because I'm very blessed to be able to have 2 different businesses that are thriving, that have been able to start from social media. But I really believe in the beginning of social media, it was to share ourselves. To share ourselves and how we feel, to express ourselves. It's another expression, like, oh, let me take this picture, I really like it, let me share it with the world, right? And gradually it just became a contest. Gradually it just became the same stuff. Like, ain't nothing wrong with looking cute, y'all. I'm not let y'all know there's nothing wrong with looking cute, but for me it's just like, god damn, like, if I scroll through your whole Instagram feed and I can't see one photo of you without makeup, like, what is that? Honestly, what is that? Like, I don't get it. It's just like, and I get, you know, and I get it. Like, other people are different. They may not want to like share their whole selves, but we gotta remember that we dealing with human beings. We dealing with each other. We dealing with another version of ourselves. You know, it may not be you exactly, but we still human. And so it's just like, for me, when I see these things, I'm like, can I see your face, girl? Can I see how you really look? Does every picture have to be picture perfect? Can something kind of be a little off or a little different? There's like something beautiful with the difference, and it could honestly just be the Aquarius in me. But I said, Vanessa, I can't do that anymore. I cannot post like how everybody posts. I don't want to post how everybody posts. You're not gonna see my face with a face full of makeup all the time. You're never gonna always see these nails on. People are going to be able to see me bareface. Because if I'm out in public, 99% of the time my ass ain't wearing motherfucking makeup, because I don't wear makeup that often. And again, I'm not bashing makeup. I'm not bashing beautifying yourself, not at all. For me, it's just more so about people understanding who you really are. For me, it's like, if you're going to share yourself on Instagram, I'm not saying you have to share everything, but if you're going to, why can't people see the humanity in you? Because the way I look at it, a lot of people lose touch with the humanity of this person because it's like, oh, they look so picture perfect, nothing's ever wrong. And of course, nobody's always gonna post, oh, this is going on and it's wrong. It's not that. But for me, when somebody posts a picture of themselves bare face and maybe everything on their Instagram feed is like makeup, 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 I'm like, wow, there you are. Like, you're human. Like, I see you. Like, I see you for who you are in your eyes without all of this, you know? And I like that. And so for me, it's like looking at an audience perspective, right? It's like, don't y'all want to see real things that humans look like? Don't y'all want to like feel the human connectivity? And maybe not. I mean, I know as humans we like pretty things, right? We like things that are beautified. I think that's natural. But I don't know, the way I look at Instagram and like social media nowadays, what I have seen is just like, oh, everybody's doing the same thing in a different version. I think what I'm learning, I have recently watched a documentary on Netflix, Hip Hop Evolution, I think that's what it's called. And it was the episode with Pharrell, Missy Elliott, and somebody else. It was about producers and DJs. And they were talking about how they were really into their creative genius, man. They were into their creative genius. And that was such a powerful episode. I really recommend it. If you have Netflix, so definitely go check out Hip Hop Evolution. Check out the episode with the producers and DJs, Missy Elliott and all of them. It's like, they were in their creative genius. And one thing that they had mentioned about Missy Elliott and Timberland was that they wouldn't even listen to the radio sometimes because they didn't want anything to fuck with their sound. And when I heard that, I was like, wow. Something clicked in me because there was a time I had also watched John Coltrane documentary on Netflix. I highly recommend checking that out too. And they talked about his creative genius as well. And I think it's good to be inspired by other people and other things. But sometimes I think that we can be so inspired. And Hood Healer, if you follow the Hood Healer on Instagram, if you don't follow her or check out some of her stuff, she talked about, are you inspired or are you influenced? And I think that we can be inspired, but a lot of times I think we can be influenced. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being influenced for inspiration. Like, oh my God, I really like this, right? But I really have to take a step back, and I urge you to take a step back to analyze and think, well, if I didn't see this, would I post like this? This is the thought that I had. It's like, if I didn't see this on Instagram, would I post like this? Would this be the natural way that I post? Or am I posting like this because I see this is how everybody else is posting? Or I see certain people in similar industries posting like this, so I should post like this. And so recently I just unfollowed everybody. I unfollowed everybody. I followed some people on my Selfish Babes page, but I basically unfollowed everybody because it's like, I really wanted to get back to my personal creative genius. I wanted to see, well, what it is that I like. What do I really like? How do I actually want to express myself? And I had recently watched The Photograph. Yes, y'all, I've been watching a lot of different things, but The Photograph, the movie, please go fucking support. Please go fucking support. I might do another episode of that. But I had just finished watching The Photograph, the movie, and I had written a poem about time. And I kind of had an idea of how I wanted to post this on Instagram. And so I got to my computer and I opened Canva because I use that for, like, you know, digital design, so to say. Digital design for beginners. And I was writing my poem. And I was like, how do I want this to look? And I got a picture of myself and I, like, tilted it kind of like this. I don't know how you diagonal. Tilted it diagonal. And I was like, I think I like this. And I'm going to post this. And I'm going to post this because I need to get it out. And it's not necessarily because I want people to like it. And it's not necessarily because I don't want people to dislike it. But I don't really care if they do or if they don't. I wanted to post it because I'm like, I need to get this out. And I want to share it with the world because that is my nature. I like to share with the world in that way myself. My authentic self. Because it may inspire you to do something, right? And that's what I did. And in the midst of that, I was unfollowing a lot of people, and now I'm at 0, and I may at some point begin to follow people again, but right now I'm at 0. And the reason I did that is because I really want to know more about my own personal creativity, right? I have so many things inside me that want to get out, and I'm spending more time with myself, and sometimes they come to me, especially with written word. It comes to me, I'm typing in my notepad, and I don't post it yet, but it's like, now it's like, Vanessa, well, how do you want to post? How do you want this to come out? How do you want to express yourself? How do you want to show the world you today? In a way that's authentically you. And I was like, I'm going to do it like this. But if I continue to scroll through Instagram and see the same people that I follow, and there's nothing wrong with them, that the people that I did follow, I feel like they would have influenced me in a different way. I feel like the way that they posted would have influenced how I posted, and I was like, I don't want that. I want to post how I want to post. Yes, I will see certain people's posts from time to time because I genuinely enjoy what they share. I genuinely enjoy what they share. But I want to continue to be myself and tap into that. And so, selfish babe, as you're listening, the main point of all of this is like, you're a creative genius. What is that, and how does that show up for you? I mean, you don't have to be the person that's always posting on Instagram or social media. That shit may not even be your thing, and that's okay. I don't know if you're a writer. Do you like to write poetry? Are you a painter? Do you like to sing? Do you like to build stuff, use your hands? Do you like to do makeup? Do you like to do hair? What is your thing, right? What is your thing? And I think it's so important for us as women to express our creative genius because we have it. And so when you think about it, you know, I think back in the day I would have been like, I'm not creative. I think I would have said that because I would have thought being creative was just drawing. I would have thought being creative was being good at drawing, right? Because you could be like, oh, I could draw and I'm really enjoying it, it feels good and I'm expressing myself. But if you look at it and you don't think it's good, you may say like, oh, I'm not creative, but that's not actually true. You could actually be creative in that way. And if it weren't for other people's drawings, like if you never saw it, you probably wouldn't have ever thought that it wasn't bad. But because you saw other people's art, you're like, oh, this is bad, right? And so that's the point I'm trying to say. It's like, if I continue to scroll through these Instagram pages and they're similar and they're doing all these things, I may think that what I post is bad when it's not really bad. It's how I decide to express myself. And that could be amazing to me, right? If I kind of narrow in on myself and narrow in on my personal genius, and I expressed it the way that I wanted to express it, and it's authentically me 100%, it's not bad. It's not bad until I gave it the definition of bad because I'm comparing it to other people, which is why people say, oh, don't compare, right? And so I want you, selfish babe, to think about your own personal creative genius. What is that? What do you like to do? Like, how do you express yourself? And really tap into that. And if you're like, oh, Vanessa, Olanike, I just don't know. You know, I would really think about spending more time with yourself and seeing what those urges are. Like, you know, me watching a photograph, from watching some of those scenes is when I had the thought of, oh, I gotta write this. Seeing these scenes play out, I gotta type this out. And it wasn't necessarily me thinking about, oh, well, what am I creative at? Not saying not to do that, but sometimes when we're just relaxing and enjoying ourselves, that's when we have our most creative ideas. And so I'm really also urging you to relax more and to enjoy yourself more, to listen to music more, and make that time for yourself of enjoyment. That's what you need. I noticed that I needed more time for my enjoyment. I could be really in my, you know, masculine energy because I have my businesses, and I can be like, go, 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 get this done, get this done, get this done. Nothing wrong with it, but I've been tapping more into my femininity. And in my femininity, I have been enjoying myself more. I have been taking more breaks. I have been meditating or having times of silence. Have been listening to music more. I've been twerking more. I've been dancing more, whining more, cooking more. Did my makeup because I actually felt like doing it today. Wanted to wear this beautiful purple top that I've never worn yet. And I did that because those are the things that I wanted to do, and those were the things for me was fun and taking it slow. Now, I'm not saying in your masculine energy you can't have fun. I can't not say that either. I just know for me personally, in my own masculine energy, it's very narrow, it's very focused, it's very get shit done. And so, yeah, I want you to take more time for yourself. I want you to take more time for yourself. I want you to take more time of enjoyment for yourself, because that's when your most creative ideas come to you. And I know, selfish babe, that you have creative ideas. You just have to tap into them. But that's something that I've noticed is like, how else can you have that deeper connection with yourself? And for me in this moment, it was unfollowing people on Instagram, 0. And it was focusing on how I wanted to produce and get out there to the world. And there's nothing wrong, like I said, with being inspired. But you want to see the difference between influence and inspiration. Just like the hood healer, if you're not following her, like I said, follow her. And see, like, are you being influenced or are you being inspired? Going back to the Missy Elliott and Timberland example. And I had seen some people on my Instagram not following anybody, and I was like, why did I not follow anybody? It doesn't make any sense to me, but now I totally get it. And I get it. That doesn't mean that just because we ain't following nobody, that we're not looking at certain pages that we like and, you know, still liking their stuff. Because we do that every once in a while, but it's like a container. Like, we get to choose that. I'm not just scrolling. Oh, because I could have done that. I could have been scroll. And not that I didn't follow inspirational pages or pages that were good, because like I said, you can definitely create your ideal Instagram where you're following the people you want to follow and not the gossip pages and just like positive things, right? Because that's going to definitely influence you. But at some point, I didn't want to be scrolling all the time. So it's like, I don't got nothing to scroll through. I literally don't got no shit to scroll through. And so now I get off of Instagram faster, but if there are certain pages I know that I like, on my selfish babe page, I look, or I can like type it in and be like, oh yeah, oh this is so beautiful. But I directed that time. I didn't just sit there kind of mindlessly scrolling and seeing what everybody else is doing. So that's, I guess, a sense of self-care for me that I decided to do. But think about that. I think us knowing how we express ourselves creatively is very important. Whether you're making money from it or not, it's just genuinely what you like to do. And I want you, selfish babe, to focus more on yourself so that you have that deeper connection. Because like I said, the connection in me has gotten deeper to the point that I cannot ignore it anymore. And I kind of just go off of my own personal intuition and how I want to do things. Because again, the Aquarius in me just may be like that. The Aquarius in me gotta be different. The Aquarius in me just gotta be motherfucking different. I just cannot be the same like everybody else. It literally gets on my nerves if I am the same like everybody else. And this is not to cut myself off from humanity. It's not to cut myself off from humanity. It's more so like, girl, how can you shine with your own sauce, with your own juice? It's like, yes, we're all human and we all have similarities, but like, how can I shine with my own sauce and my juice? And so I gotta be different and I gotta be myself. Check it out. I love you.